Alright, sorry about that. The SD card is always weird in this camera. I don't know what's wrong with it. But basically I'm going to grab out my one hot tent here. Kind of have it up high so it's a little hard to get by myself, but I got it. Oh man. So we're going to see how the little buddy heater works in this tent. Basically, I'm going to have that tent set up with the little buddy heater in it. And just have a window open, and we're gonna see if it can do it decently. So outside of here we got some good snow. Yesterday it was just grass and just water, and now we have snow. So here's my little wagon. I got my grill, buddy heater, propane tanks, my cot, which I'm gonna try to use, haven't used that much yet, and my sleeping bag. So we're gonna take this little hot tent, throw it on the sled, and we're going to pull it and see where we go. Alright, so here's a deer trail. Ugh. So it's getting a little heavy through this snow. It's kind of wet. Basically, here are the chestnut trees that I come for squirrels. So my chairs are over there. There's a neighbor building way over there. And these are always loaded with squirrels. I mean, absolutely loaded. I'm thinking of camping under one of these. It is decently cold out too, guys. And I don't want to go too far because this is only my first trip. I have to go back to I have to go to the store and get something to cook, because this whole video was in the spur of a moment and I just decided to come out and camp. So this looks decent right here actually, because it drops down. You can see down there it drops down. Then there's a field over there. I don't want to crush any of my trees though. I'm thinking somewhere here. I would go on that trail, but that's where they take their tractors, and that's their property, so I'm just gonna go ahead and settle down here somewhere. Alright, so after struggling with this tripod for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and set up here. This is where I just last filmed. I didn't go much further. Like I said, I would go right over on that bare spot, but that's not our property. Our property line's right here, so this is the farthest I can go on this property. The other property I've camped at in the hot tents is about 2 miles that way, and I do not want to walk with this sled because this sled is pretty ripped up on the bottom and it does not like pulling well. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop here on the edge of our property before that property, and we're gonna set up right here. So I haven't used this tent in a while, so I'm gonna get it over there and open the bag up, and we're gonna see how it is. I'm actually kind of sweating from walking down here. It's cold. It's not terribly cold out, don't get me wrong. It's cold enough to need a heater, let's just say that. So let's make sure no mice got in here. This is the Russian Bear Market one that I've used before. This isn't the huge one that you guys may have seen, the big camo one. This is the small camo one. So this one's designed a little bit different. I was going to use my bigger tent, but the cats kind of sprayed that one, and now I got to pressure wash it. So let's go ahead and get this out of here. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit here, and we're going to go ahead and set this up. Hopefully I don't look like too much of an idiot setting it up, but let's get it set up. So that's what it looks like behind me. This one, I forgot you kind of have to stake it down before you do it. So I got to go around, stake all the loops, and then you get inside and you push it out. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done now. Okay, so this tent takes a lot of stakes, and it's a big circle, and in the center is the top part of it, the peak. So I'm going to go inside. I'm not going to go ahead and film this because I can't remember exactly what I do. I'm pretty sure I like push out the outsides and then screw something in the top to hold it in place. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and head in and get it popped up. Alright guys, so I'm gonna say one thing about this tent. I have used it before and I do remember now. If you can't lift high, like if you can't lift past here, or if you're just not strong, and I'm saying you need some power to put this thing up, basically it's like a giant umbrella. And you have to push the dome from this level up all the way to there. You have to push it up like this. For me, I have to crouch and push, so it makes it even harder. It's definitely, if you are hot tent camping and you're older, no, this is just too much for you to lift. But it is a really nice tent, and I will continue to use it. It is a nice tent. But basically, I'll show you the inside in a second here. Right here's the door. This also came with a wood stove, but I wanted to use the buddy heater. So this is a door. You unfold it like this, push this in, and it's a door. Just like that. It turns into a door. A nice strong door. And all we're going to do here is fit our door into the Velcro on the inside. So once that's in, it's kind of tedious to do that because you want to line it good or it's not going to shut correctly. And then just seal down the side with the Velcro. And now you have a tent door. While you're up and using it, works just like that. It's got a Velcro swivel on it. And whenever you go to bed, there's a coating, or just an extra sheet of like the nylon material, and that wraps around the outside to keep it sealed shut. So we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna take the cot inside and I'll show you in there. Okay guys, so we're inside of the tent. Here is the pole that basically at the roof. I'm not even gonna explain it. I'm not gonna, because I'll mess it up anyways and waste your time. It's just a weird little contraption to set this up. But this pole, after you're done setting it up, can get out of the way. So I'm gonna show you up here. Right up there is this. We're gonna unscrew this. You need this to have it to where whenever you're sliding this up to pop it out, it's in line, basically. So we're just gonna keep unscrewing this. Oh, wrong way again. Here we go. So this is right about, the peak is right about my height. I'm 6 foot. It's like 6'1", right around 6 foot. So my head's hitting the ceiling here. Takes a little bit to unscrew this thing, I guess. But I'll show you. If you were going to have a wood stove in here, which I have done, or I haven't done in this tent actually, I have to still. Right here is the stove jack. So you're going to take the patch off, there's going to be a hole. Your stove can run out of that hole. And then alongside the wall and on the floor, there is a heat resistant mat. So I'm going to go ahead and set my cot over here. I went ahead and took my jacket off and my shoes just so I can get freezing cold. And I'll turn the heater on for a bit and we'll see if it warms it up enough. So we're going to set up over here. This is also Russian Bear Market. They haven't sponsored me in a while, but last year, or would have been year before, is when I had this tent, this cot, and the other tent, which I like all of them. The other one, I think it's called the Cuboid. That bigger one I have, it's like a deer blind. That one's definitely the easiest to set up compared to this tiny one, just because you gotta pinch the ceiling and whatever to set it up. Move that out of the way. Tilt you guys down just a bit. So this takes a little bit of room to set up because the legs drop out. I was gonna sleep in my bedroll, but the ground's cold and I want to stay off the ground because I didn't bring the insulated mat that goes under the tent. So this takes a little bit more of setup. There's poles that go on the end, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this up and I'll see you guys after that. Alright guys, so the tent is set up. I don't know if it's just my eyes or the camera seems a little fogged up. If it is, never mind that. Oh man, I have cold sweat on me now. So I was sweating, now I'm cold, and the sweat's cold. That's how you get really cold. So here's my Slumberjack, and I've used this a few times. I bought this before I went to Wisconsin. It is a 35-degree bag. I'm more than likely just going to use it to lay on top of though. So let's go ahead and get this out. This was just in the back of my truck, so I don't know if it's moist at all from being in there. But alright, so I'm going to have this set up on here. But basically, when I was outside, I went ahead and took the old propane cylinder off of the Mr. Heater, and I put another one on. So I'm going to go ahead and crack the window behind you guys, and we're going to go ahead and turn the heater on and see how it goes. Alright guys, so the camera is a little bit foggy. I wiped some off. I didn't want to do too much, so I didn't want to scratch the lens. So I have this window open. I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. The windows are pretty nice in this. There's like 4 different levels to them. So this takes a second. It's going to take a second to warm up. This has a oxygen shut off, so if there's very low oxygen, it shuts off. And it also has a sensor in it. If it tips over, it turns off. But we're basically going to act like neither of those things exist in this. And what we're going to do is leave a window open to have oxygen in here. And we're going to have it to where it's not going to tip over. So even though it has those things, it's best to not even listen to it and just make sure that even if both of those things failed, you'd be fine. So we're going to set it to low. See the flame kicking in there, and that'll heat up. So see my breath in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys off the tripod. Or no, not for a minute here. Let's see if it warms up. Alright guys, so there is outside of our window. Even the window's got camouflage pattern on it. But see if we'll see any deer out this window. The deer come here every night. So if I hear something, I'll sneak up and look out this window. There is the heater though. It's heating up. The camera's gonna be pretty foggy for a bit here, but yeah, it's working. Alright, so it's pretty cold. My feet are wet, but that's because I was being stupid and I walked in. I took my boots off, which is a good thing. What I'm going to do when I come down is I'm not going to wear socks the way down in the boots. And then I'm going to take those off, come in here, dry my feet off, and I'm going to have my Crocs with me. And I'll wear the Crocs inside of here, or if I have to go pee outside. And those would be like my shoes for in here, or just out the front door. So you definitely don't want to have a ton of snow in here. All the snow that is going to melt that's in here is down by the doorway over here. So yeah, it's oh, that probably sounds terrible, I'm sorry, but there's the front door, and it's kind of like this weird dome shape of this. Up there you have light, and then at the bottom you have camouflage, which I kind of like that. If this thing was all white like my other tent, it gets really bright in here in the morning. And if you want to sleep in a little bit, you know, it's nice having that extra. But I hear some Canadian geese. But I am very foggy. I understand the camera is. Hopefully it's not doing that later. But I'm going to go ahead and warm my feet up for a bit here because they are freezing. And it is warming up in here already. So, yeah. See you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so a little windy. As soon as I turn the camera on, we got a gust of wind. Probably not the smartest idea. We're under a few over 100-year-old walnut trees, or chestnut trees. And yeah, should be good. So I'm sitting on the cot, and I have my throw blanket that I'm gonna cover myself with later. I have that hung up on the ceiling, so it will have nice heat up and down on it, and it'll be nice and warm whenever I go to bed. So there's that. See, there's the end of the cot. I know that probably sounds terrible. I need to get a better tripod. I turned it on high for a second just to see how hot it gets in here. You can't see your breath anymore in here, so that's a plus. But yeah, there's a lot of moisture on this camera lens. I'm guessing because the camera's really cold, the glass is cold, and it's warm in here, that's why it's doing it. But alright, well, there's our bass blanket. I also have my pillow. I don't normally bring this pillow because this is my fancy pillow, but I brought it since it's going to be up on the cot and there's not going to be any like wood stove smoke in here. Because whenever I have the wood stoves going, anything I have just smells like smoke. So, alright. For power, as far as lights go, because we're going to be using our grill, which I have outside for cooking, we have our Dakota Lithium power box. I've used these before. I have two of them, but I only need one for this. I'm going to keep this elevated so it don't get too cold. Leave that on the bed. And for a light, we have our Olight lantern. So we got that for light. And also, if that somehow don't work, then we have our light on our power box, which is right there. So I just point that up on the ceiling, and that is enough to light it up in here. So if the lantern doesn't work, then we'll use the power box. But yeah, also, once again, I have my Hidden Woodsman bag. I love Hidden Woodsman. You can't see the logo too great on this bag because it's almost the same color as some of the brown on it, but it's my cornstalk bag. This is what I used to bring everything down. I gotta use that again. I'm gonna leave the sled down here. I'm not pulling that again until tomorrow when I have to, because that was a pain. But I'm gonna use that bag to grab the food and everything. So, but yeah, what time is it? So we have about 30 minutes until dark. It'll actually be dark in like 25, but we have about, yeah, I'd say about 30 until it's really dark outside. So there's a lot of these little like strips around the side over there. I'm not sure what they're for. There's some over here too. They're Velcro for something. I don't know what they're for. Huh. A lot of cool things in this tent I gotta explore. And also there is that net at the ceiling if you want to throw your phone in it or something. Something, batteries that you gotta keep warm. The peak's obviously the warmest, so if you throw batteries up there, or your power bank or something, you know, it would keep it nice and warm. So, yeah. I gotta warm my feet up again. Alright guys, so it's like 5:40 right now, and it'll be dark soon here. The snow looks amazing though. It's falling off the trees, and it's flying towards me and hitting the tent, but it looks cool. So everything is basically done in there. I just gotta get food now. It was just a spur of the moment. Like I said, I was sitting in my room and I was just like, hey, I should camp tonight because there's snow, because we haven't had good snow. So here I am. So kind of in a rush of time, but everything's set up and that's good. So hoping it goes well, hoping the heater works well, and you know, like I said, I don't know what I'm cooking yet, but we'll see what I get. I also couldn't have picked a darker time of the year. I think the moon's at like 5% right now, and we're in the dead of winter, so it should be pretty dark, and the tent should be pretty cool at nighttime with the light in it. It should shine. It should glow. So, all right, I got my backpack. I'm gonna take the trek back, but this time with no sled. So it's not going to take me as long, but it's still going to be a pain. So I'm going to go ahead and trek out of here. And there might be some deer tracks here when I come back. There's tons already here, but they usually come in like 30 minutes is around when they come. Like right around dark is when they walk through here. So might be some in here before I get back. But alright, I'll see you guys. And yeah, see you next clip. Alright guys, so I'm back down here. I got my bag of stuff. Basically, this is what happened, in all honesty. I left here, went to the house. My truck is covered in snow and ice. The road is ice. My truck is a 2-wheel drive manual. I can't take it anymore when there's ice. So I couldn't go to the store. And at the house, we have like frozen stuff right now, and like there was nothing that I could find that I could cook today. We have a lot of meat in the freezer, like frozen, like, you know, big things of burger or something for dinners. There was nothing. And on top of that, okay, in my closet I have drawers that I keep all my camping food in. So my first and second drawer on the top, way at the top of my shelves, they're those like Sterilite totes. I haven't been in there in a while. Like a while, because I haven't camped in a while. I haven't used any of my camping foods. There's mice in there. They got in there and they've been discreet, and I just found them, and they basically ate about half the stuff, and the other stuff, even like some of my teas and whatnot, there's like holes bit into it. So I'm not messing with that. I'm not gonna, even though they didn't take any of it, just them putting a hole in it is enough to be like, no, that's, you know, you get something from them. So basically that stuff's gone. There was nothing I could have brought to cook. So at home, like right when I went up was like dinner time. Mom had baked fish that she made, so I had some baked fish, and I grabbed breakfast food, because it's not a camping video without me cooking something. So also, the wind calmed down a little bit, but you can probably still hear it. We had like 30-mile-an-hour wind gust. So I'm not worried about the tent collapsing on me. I'm just worried that these trees I'm under with old branches are gonna collapse and kill me. But that's only a possibility. So I brought my speaker down. I made sure that was nice and charged when I went up and grabbed it. And I get down here, and I went to grab my phone to use the phone light, and I left my phone at the house. I also brought my charger for the phone. So that's in the house, and that's too far to walk back. I'm not doing it. So I got down here and I turned the heater on high, and it's actually like heated it up very well. Like right before I started filming, it was like my breath went all the way to that wall. So alright, enough talking. I'll just show you what I brought down. So basically I brought down socks, and like I said, I brought down my Crocs to use inside of the tent. And that's because, you know, obviously walking on this bottom nylon sheet in the tent, there's snow under it, so it's going to be cold. But it's not just that. The chestnut trees above this drop chestnuts, and, you know, the outer shell, ow, I think I have one on my thumb. I do have one on my thumb. The outer shell of them, or husk, whatever you call it, is like a spiky ball, an extremely spiky ball. And there's a lot of those, like shells, whatever you call them, underneath the tent. Earlier, after I stopped filming, I went to grab the heater, and I leaned on the ground with my one hand, and my one thumb went right on one of those spike balls. So the Crocs are here, and what else? In this bag we have a bagel and a butter knife. I brought this little pan and some paper towels, And I brought some cooking spray instead of butter. Figured I'd just use this stuff. And you'll see why I didn't bring butter for the bagel. I have this egg container right here. I know this is a long video clip here for you guys to watch, but we got, I think, 1 slice of bacon, 2 eggs, and 2 of these, I don't know what they're called, I think it's Baby Bell, like the cream cheese with onion. So that's what I have to work with in the morning. I didn't really eat much, but it's all good. I'm kind of on my diet anyway, so yeah, a lot of annoying things, but the main thing is it's cold outside and it's warm in here right now. Also, I have my lantern. I completely forgot I had it. I prefer it more than the O-lantern. I'll just show you guys so I don't have to explain it when it's right above you. It's pretty creepy. Basically, it's a power bank, lights, and lantern. So it's also a flashlight, as you see. And basically, I just had that on its low setting, hanging up in the ceiling. Which, I really do enjoy this tent for the fact that there's a lot of those little hooks up on the ceiling. I do enjoy that. I mean, there's like 50 of those hooks in here. You could hook anything to the ceiling if you want to put like a line with socks or whatever. But yeah. So usually when I camp, I literally just listen to music. Like, and there's certain music I play when I'm camping. Like, I'll play like Mac DeMarco and Colder Wall, like I don't know, stuff like that. And I was excited to play it, and yeah, I left my phone. Also, this hat kind of makes me look weird. I don't know what is with this hat. It makes me bald, honestly. It just makes me bald. It's weird. But I found this at a yard sale last year. An older lady was at a yard sale, and I think she's the one that made it. So I thought it was cool. But yeah, what else did I bring? Yeah, literally, my 4-pound JBL speaker that I hauled down here is just sitting in the bag. So, yeah. Before I go to bed, I'll show you guys outside. The snow is sparkly, which means it's cold. If you know what I mean, snow gets real sparkly, like glitter, whenever it's cold enough, and that's what it looks like. Also, it's crunchy, and it like flash freezed on our concrete slab outside of our door. I walked out and almost went flying. It just like flash freezed everything. It's all ice. So, all right, I'm gonna turn this light off because it's gonna get in my eyes. There we go. Oh, look at that. The camera is picking up the buddy heater, which it's not that bright in here, but this camera always makes things brighter than it is. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and lay here, and I'll get back with you guys before I go to bed, and I want to show you guys outside. Alright, I'm only showing you guys for a second, because I want to keep the warmth in here. That's what it looks like. Okay, that's enough. That is enough. I can already feel the heat leaving my soul. I believe it is 19 right now outside, which after that blizzard that we had, that's not cold at all. Because that blizzard we had was extremely cold. Okay. I'm trying not to blind myself. Alright, that is shut. And I turn this off. There's the Mr. Buddy. The audio's probably killing your guys' ears from the past minute clip, but there's the Mr. Buddy. Just a going. Looks cool. But alright, I might go to bed. I'm kind of blinded currently from that light, actually, is what I more am. I just see white in my eyes now because I've had it off for quite a bit now. But alright, so I have the vent cracked up above where I'm laying. It's the opposite one, directly across from the one that I opened earlier. And that might be running out of propane. Which it would actually be good if it ran out. Because I'd be able to put in a new fresh tank. That tank was already half used, so, or over half used, so it'd be nice if that ran out before I went to bed. I could change it and then go to bed. So alright, well, that's the plans. Go to bed then. It is a full-blown windstorm out right now. It's not as crazy as it was. The tent was going nuts. I mean, this tent was shaking. Like I said, I had no clue it was supposed to be like this. Also, I don't know if I'm over-venting the heater. I can see my breath in here. I have both windows open, and they have the screen over them. And then behind me, I can feel like a draft on me. I don't know why though. Whenever I'm by a heater like this in the air, I can taste almost like the aftertaste of Diet Coke is what I taste in the air whenever a heater like this is running. Wish I knew what that was. But yeah, I'm probably over-venting it, and I'll be cold all night because of that, but just to be safe, I'm going to do that. I probably would be fine having one open, but just in case. This wind's stressing me out, though, because, like I said, we're under some really old big trees, and this tent's not going to hold a limb or a tree. It's going to go right through, so. Huh. Alright, have to see. Wind's calmed down a little bit. Okay guys, so once again, I don't know what time it is, but I woke up to the heater off, ran out of propane, or whatever you call it. I think it's propane. But it ran out, so I got up and I changed the bottle. It's already nice and warm. I just turned it on a couple minutes ago, and it's already like 75 in here. I have the chills though, because I must have been pretty cold to wake up like that, but yeah. It's already pretty warm. The wind has not stopped though, like at all. It's still pretty bad. So, alright, I'll see you guys. Alright guys, so I just woke up. I have no clue what time it is. No clue at all. I think the heater's running out of propane again. I'm not sure though. But I think it's time to cook breakfast. I'm not sure if I want to use the tank that's on this heater or if I want to use the other new tank. I think I'm just going to let the heater run in here still. I'm definitely going to cook outside on the grill because there's grease traps that go in the bottom and I don't have them, so I gotta let the grease run outside. There's not gonna be much grease, but it's grease that was in it from before, because nothing we're cooking is gonna have a lot of grease, but that in there from last time was from steak, like hamburgers and everything. So I don't know what time it is. In the distance I can hear cars and stuff steadily, so I'm guessing it's not super early right now. So alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so my hands are already pink. It's colder than yesterday out right now, that's for sure. Alright, that's why the valve on the right side wasn't all the way screwed in. That's why it wasn't working. Let's try that again. And everyone was asking about this grill, and I finally remembered to say what it was, because on the side of the grill is what it's called. It's the Nomatic, and instead of a C, it's a Q. There we go. So that's what it's called, Nomatic. So I'm gonna spray. I gotta wipe this off. So just spray that. I'm gonna wipe it off, and we're gonna set this pan here. And right here we're gonna pull out a bagel out of a bag. My own hat trick. Mystery magic bagel. Alright, here we go. So here's a bagel. Gonna set that down like that. Gonna oil it. I'm gonna attempt to do these eggs decently, but I highly doubt I'll be able to in this pan with no spatula, because I decided not to remember to bring a spatula. So I'm gonna attempt to cook this bacon on the grill grate. So let's see how we do. I've never had grilled bacon, but I guess we'll see what it tastes like now. Also guys, I know I'm talking a little weird. It's because I am freezing cold and it's early. Those two things with me don't mix. I like turn into a bee in the cold. And if you guys have ever seen a bee whenever it's cold outside, but they are like shut down, and that is how I get. So also, the heater just stopped working inside. There's salt and pepper in this bag. The heater just ran out of propane before I come outside and started this. So guess it was good timing, huh? So I don't like runny eggs, and especially not out here when I can't really wash my hands. So yeah, I'm just gonna cook this stuff. Hopefully cook it decently enough that it looks decent. But yeah, so it's cold. I'll see you guys when this is almost done cooking. Alright, so this basically turned into scrambled eggs. I went to flip it and it was just not going to work. I knew it wasn't, so I just went ahead and scrambled it. They were real small eggs too. I don't know if you guys seen that on camera. I've never seen such small eggs. So our bagel's done actually. So now turn this burner off. I really do like this grill. If you have both sides running though, it does eat up the propane. So what we're gonna do is that bacon's finishing, is grab one of our little cream cheese things. I think it's cream cheese. Right. See how this smells. You can kind of smell like the onion in it. So I'm gonna just... Oh, that spreads easy. That spreads real easy. Yeah. I've never really ate these, but that spreads pretty well on that bagel. I know it's meant for like a snack or whatever. You just grab one of those and dip stuff in it, but yeah. So I'm just waiting for the bacon. I'm gonna do the other bagel, and I'll see you in the tent. Hey guys, so this jacket is really annoying. It like all bunches up to here, but it is so cold. I went ahead and put my sleeping bag away. Am I zoomed in at all? Okay. No. I went ahead and put my sleeping bag away, and then I put all my stuff in my backpack. So all I gotta do in here now is just do the cot. But here is our breakfast. So we have our bagel with that spread on it, 1.5 pieces of bacon, and eggs. So I just want to see how this bagel is actually. Looks pretty good. It's got like a French onion dip look to it. That's pretty good on that. I'm attempting to eat these eggs with this plastic butter knife. They're eggs. That's all I can say about them. They're eggs. And here's this bacon. It's not crispy, but I don't want to leave it much longer because it was cooking weird. Obviously, it's cooking weird. It's on a grill, but let's try it. It's actually pretty good that way. This hat's annoying me. I'm sorry. It has a different taste to it from being cooked on the grill. Obviously, all the fat that you cook it in falls through the grate, so there's not extra fat. Bacon's already fatty enough. That's pretty good that way, though. I have to say it has a bit more flavor than when we do it in the house. I'm not even gonna try to eat the rest of these eggs on camera. It's just not gonna work. I'm trying to eat them with this butter knife, and it's not working. But I'm gonna finish eating breakfast. And at this point, I kind of know myself. Whenever I'm camping or doing something, I don't drink a lot. So I just brought one water, and I didn't even drink it last night. So we have a water, but I'm gonna finish breakfast. I hate eating on camera, but yeah, it's a decent little breakfast in a little tiny no-name pan. So I'll see you guys in a bit here. Alright, I cannot feel my feet at all. But we just got the tent pulled up. There's a lot of stakes in this thing. It takes a decent little bit to put this thing away. So I'll be able to show you what I meant by the chestnut pods poking me. I'm trying to remember how this goes. At least. Okay, those fold in like that. Okay guys, so it's cold. The tent is gone, and I don't know if you guys can guess where it was, but it was here. There's those trees. Yeah. Those little spiky balls of death are all under the tent. Look at them. Yeah, I'm good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I gotta trek back to the house now. First I gotta go to the trapping shed and put the tent inside and then do the rest. So I gotta get going. My hands are almost numb and my feet are numb. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.